Key Concepts of International Relations Part 2. Liberalism, a paradigm predicted on the hope that the application of reason and universal ethics to international relations can lead to more orderly, just, and cooperative world, and that international anarchy and war can be policed by international reforms that empower international organizations and laws. Idealists, people inspired by the liberal theoretical tradition who believe that the pursuit of ideals like world peace can change the world by reducing the disorder often exhibited in world politics. Collective security, a security regime agreed to by the great powers that set rules for keeping peace, guided by the principle that an act of aggression by any state will be met by a collective response from the rest. Realism, a paradigm based on the premise that world politics is essentially and unchangeably a struggle among self-interested states for power and position under anarchy, with each competing states pursuing its own national interests. Realpolitik, the theoretical outlook prescribing that countries should prepare for war in order to preserve peace. Power, the factor that enable one actor to manipulate another actor's behavior against its preferences. Self-help, the principle that in anarchy actors must rely on themselves. State sovereignty, under international law the principle that the government of states are subject to no higher external authority. National interest, the goals that states pursue to maximize what is selfishly best for their country. Neo-realism, a theoretical account of states' behavior that explains it as determined by differences in their relative power instead of by other factors, such as their values, types of government, or domestic circumstances. Neo-traditional realism, a body of recent realist theorizing that departs from neorealism by emphasizing the motives behind states' foreign policies more than global structures and that focus on the internal influences on states' external behavior instead of the global determinants of states' foreign behavior. Structural realism, a theory that emphasizes the influence of the world power structure on the behavior of the states within the global hierarchy, defined primarily by the distribution of power. Deconstructivism, postmodern theory that the complexity of the world system renders precise description impossible, and that the purpose of scholarship is to understand actor hidden motives by deconstructing their textual statements. Behaviorism, an approach to the study of international relations that emphasizes the application of scientific methods. Post-behavioral movement, an approach to the study of international relations that calls for increased attention to the policy relevance of scientific research. Global-level analysis, an analytical approach to world politics that emphasizes the impact of worldwide conditions on the behavior of the states, non-state and other international actors. Neoliberalism, a perspective that accounts for the way international institutions promote global change, cooperation, peace, and prosperity through collective programs for reforms. Feminist theory, a body of scholarship that emphasizes gender in the study of world politics. Complex interdependence, a theory stressing the complex ways in which the growing ties among transnational actors make them vulnerable to each other's actions and sensitive to each other's needs. Non-state actors, all transnationally active groups other than states, such as organizations whose members are states (IGOs) and non-governmental organizations (NGOs) whose members are individuals and private groups from more than one state. Globalizations, the integration and growing interdependence of states through their increasing contact and trade. This creates a single united global society within a single culture and trade. This creates a single united global society within a single culture in order to tie people together in a common fate, thereby reducing the capacity of states to control their national destinies. High politics, geostrategic issues of national and international security that pertain to matters of war and security. Low politics, the category of global issues related to the economic, social, demographic, and environmental aspects of relations between governments and people. Epistemology, the philosophical examinations of how knowledge is acquired and the analytical principles governing the study of the phenomena. Social constructivism, the liberal realist theoretical approach advocated by the Alexander Wendt that sees self-interested states as the key actors in world politics. Their actions are determined not by anarchy but by the way states socially constructs and then respond to the meanings they give to power politics. So that as their definitions change, cooperative practices can evolve. Chaos theory, the application of mathematical methods to identify underlying, episodically recurring patterns in rapidly changing and seemingly unconnected relationships as many global phenomena appear, in order to better interpret complex reality. Security dilemma, the prosperity of armaments amassed by one state for ostensibly defensive purposes to be perceived by others as threatening, which drive the alarmed competitors to undertake as a countermeasure a military buildup that heightens both state insecurities. Deterrence, a preventive strategy designed to dissuade an adversary from doing what it would otherwise prefer to do. Alliances, coalitions that form when two or more states combine their military capabilities and promise to coordinate their policies to increase mutual security.